Good morning, students. Today's session is swap instruction. It's a special case of load store instruction. Load store instruction is nothing but it's the movement of data between the memory and a register. Okay. So here it will swaps the contents of memory with the contents of a register. And it is an atomic operation. It reads and writes a location in the same bus operation, and it prevents other instruction to execute at the same time. That means it will not allow any other instruction to execute when swap instruction is executing. And here you can see the syntax SWP. This is the syntax for the swap instruction. B condition, RD destination register, RM and RN. So here whatever it is written in the flower bracket, that is optional, and RD is the destination register and middle register, RN. So here this register which is written in the square bracket, that indicates that this register contains the address location. So here what happens when you write SWP, the data is moved between the data which is pointed by the RN, the location which is pointed by RN, that will be moved to the destination register, and the content of RM is moved to the location pointed by RN, not to the RN register. Instead of that, location which is held by the RN. So here there are two types SWP. So here it will swap a word between a memory and a register. So here word is nothing but 32 bit of data is moved between the memory and a register. So here you can see memory 32, that will be moved to temporary location, and then here that RM will move to the location which is pointed by RN, and then whatever the data which is moved from the RN, that will be moved to the destination register. And next is SWPB. So here swap a byte between the memory and a register. Here the byte of data, that is 8 bit of data, is moved between the memory and a register, whereas in this word and 32 bit of data is moved between the memory and a register, but here 8 bit of data is moved between the memory and a register. So remember, RN is a register. Even though it is a register, it is written in the square bracket, that indicates that register is holding the memory location. So the data which is pointed by RN, that will be moved to RD, and the content of RM will move to the location pointed by RN. Okay, so SWP means 32 bit of data is moved between the memory and a register, whereas SWP 8 bit of data is moved between the memory and a register. So especially this swap instruction will be used in the case of synchronization, when there are two or more threads try to share a common resource. So in that case there will be a problem. So in that case here it will not allow to access the data. So in that case this swap instruction is very useful. So here you can see one example we'll see. Precondition. Precondition, here this is the memory location. That memory location contains the data, this 0 into 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. R0 is initialized with 0. R1 contains this data. R2 contains 0 0 0 0 9 0 0. That is the memory location. Okay, remember, precondition is nothing but before executing in the instruction, the content of the register and a memory location. Here SWP is there, R0, R1 and within bracket R2. So that R2 contains the memory location. So here what happens, remember, the content which is pointed by R2, that will be moved to R0, and the content of R1 will move to the location pointed by R2. Since here SWP is there, only 32 bit of data is moved. In post condition is nothing but after executing this instruction, what will happen. So here you can see the location, this is the location, contains what data, this data is moved to R0. So here you can see R0 contains that value, and R1 contains this, so that will move to the location pointed by R2. So this is the location, so naturally this is the data, so that is moved. Here R0 contains the the data which is pointed by R2, and the memory location contains the data of R1 value. Okay, that is the swap instruction. We will move on to one more instruction, that is software interrupt instruction. Software interrupt instruction causes software interrupt exception, which provides a mechanism for application to call the operating system routine. That means when interruption occurs, automatically it will call certain operating system routines. So either it can be printing a message or retrieving the data or taking the data. So those are all certain exception only, and when you want to exit the particular program, again that is a exception. So so each interruption, each exception will be having its own number, so automatically it will jump to the vector table and particular routine will be executed. So the syntax of this is SWI and SWI number. Okay, and when this instruction is executed, so LR underscore SVC, that is nothing but link register. Link register is nothing but which holds the return address. So after executing this, it has to return to the next instruction. So it is going to hold the address of instruction following the SWI return address. And SPSR, that is saved program status register underscore SVC. So the current program status register, so which contains the flag will be there, and the mode that will be stored into SPSR, because it may change to any other mode. In that case, that current program status register has to be saved, so that will be saved in the SPSR. And PC program counter, which holds the address of the next instruction which is to be executed, that is loaded with the address 0 into 8 in the vector table. The vector table that is loaded with particular that. So according to that, it will calculate SWI number, then it will jump to particular routine. And CPSR mode will changes to SVC. The mode can be anything. Automatically CPSR mode, current program status register mode, will be changes to SVC. CPSR I is equal to 1, that is nothing but that will be masked. IRQ interrupt will be masked. So that is the software interrupt instruction. So in this software interrupt instruction, when this instruction occurs, automatically it changes to supervisor mode. Program counter will loaded with the address 0 into 8, that is nothing in the vector table, and then LR will take the LR is nothing but link register will hold the return address, and SPSR of SVC will load the current program status register. Okay, let us take one example. Precondition. So CPSR NZC capital V Q I F T underscore user. Here NZC V Q, these are all flags. So here V overflow flag is enabled and it is in the user mode. Program counter, this is the address, and program counter is nothing but next address which is to be executed, and LR, there is a link register, and R0 0 cross 1 2, which is the parameter which is used to pass the instruction. And here SWI instruction, this is the SWI number where operating system routine is there, and this is the address of SWI. Okay, that means this SWI, each instruction when it is executed, that will be in the particular address. So here SWI is at that particular address. And then post condition, after executing this, so this is the precondition. Before SWI, what is the condition of CPSR, PC, LR or not? This is the precondition, and here post condition. So CPSR automatically, I said, user mode changes to SVC and I is enabled. That means it will mask the interrupt request. So I is capital and user mode changes to SVC, and SPSR will save the current program status register. Whatever the value is there, that is saved into the saved program status register. And program counter automatically, I said, it will jump to the vector table, and according in the vector table it takes the address of 0 cross 8, and link register, it takes the address of the next instruction of the SWI, because this is the return address 8000. Next instruction will occur at 8004, because remember it is a 32-bit data. Okay, so next data occurs at 8004. So here link register, that is a return address, that will be stored in 0 cross 000 8004, and R0 is 0 cross 12. So this is the first condition after executing the software interrupt instruction. Software interrupt instruction is nothing but, this is nothing but exception. When exception occurs, automatically it will call the operating system routine. So when this instruction occurs, naturally CPSR, current program status register, the mode will be changed to supervisor mode, and LR will load the return address will be stored. Return address is nothing but address of the next instruction. Okay. So today we have discussed about swap instruction and SWI. Swap, in the swap we are moving the data between the memory and register, whereas SWI is it is a interrupt exception, so which cause the operating system routine. Thank you.